I'm in New Jersey this morning, heading back to Long Island. I figured I'd do some live sharing with you guys. I stopped off in Hoboken at Benny Tadino's Pizza. Look at this. These are two slices. It's so big, guys. They have to fit into a whole pie box. This is two slices at $4.25 a slice. So big and delicious, guys. If you like New York pizza and you're in the area soon, get over to Hoboken and try Benny Tadino's. Very interesting, guys. I'll give you a view of Manhattan over there. And after lunch, we will be driving through Manhattan, through the Lincoln Tunnel, which is down this way, through Manhattan, over to Long Island. Now this is the average guy tested kind of show I like to do. Big man-sized slice. So I'll keep the camera rolling for as long. Arvid, Pedro, what's up? Pedro, yeah, this is your former hood. Look at that. Benny Tadino's. It's great pizza. This slice I'll take home to Jackie and Percy. And this slice will be for me. Couldn't eat both, but I just wanted to show you the size. Get away. Get away. Just wanted to show you the size of this slice. I'll keep the flies off of it. Any time of day, any time of night, I've come here to Benny's at as late as 2, 3 a.m. I don't know about the COVID hours. Papa John. But stay tuned. In a few minutes, guys, we'll give you a tour of Manhattan as I travel back home. New York is beautiful, and spring is here, guys. We got people playing soccer and softball. She's at home, but she's gonna get a slice of this pizza, of this delicious pizza. Well, thank you, Flap Doc. Let's see if I can get a little closer. Steps closer. This is my 2015 Jeep Renegade Trailhawk. One of the reasons it's called the Trailhawk is it has trail-rated, beefed-up suspension. It's got some extra badging. So the black cutout on the hood here, which is dirty. Different head backlights. Delicious. It's a glorious day today. Stay right here. It's a glorious day here. It's very spring-like, probably in the 60s. If you're here and new to the channel, please stick around. I do lots of review videos, mostly in the men's shaving or men's grooming category. I do some car reviews, some food reviews, and much, much more to come. In just a minute, we're going to hop in my vehicle here, and we're going to head across the Hudson River or head under the river on or in the Lincoln Tunnel. And then we'll drive across Manhattan and into Long Island. One last look at Jackie's Slice. Yeah, I mean, as far as engine options, you always want to have multiple options, but this engine's been pretty good, knock on wood. I wish it had a bigger gas tank, to be honest. Arnie Pax, what's up, bro? For those of you new to the stream, I'm in Hoboken, so about 3 miles from Manhattan. I just picked up 2 slices of Benny Tadino's pizza, $4.25 a slice. 2 slices fits in a large pizza box. I have devoured my slice, and the slice inside there is for Jackie and Percy. We are on a quest to get home. We're going to be going through Manhattan, and I'm bringing you along for the ride. Arnie's just having some coffee. What type of coffee are you having this morning, brah? I know it's rude to eat and talk, so I'm limiting my exposure. Yeah, that's true, Pedro. I'm by the New Jersey Institute of Technology. Right behind me. If I turn this around, you can see the Freedom Tower in that area. And that's where we'll be heading, right over there. Beautiful day today. And I have the popo. Good, they kept going. I'm sorry, this is Stevens Tech, not the New Jersey Institute of Technology. It's Stevens Tech. Still smart people. Yeah, it's a good eats day today. We should all get together and have a cookout. One last look at this mammoth slice. All right, trying not to litter, guys. But I'm being ushered out of my spot. All right, we're off. We are off. What I'll do is, and at lights, I may turn the camera back so you can see my ugly mug. But for the most part, this will just give you a view of a drive between New Jersey and New York. Sorry for the shaky cam. I don't have my real good suction cup or camera mount. But I figured this might be interesting for people that have never visited the States or never visited New York. We're going to go into the belly of the beast, so to speak. Drive right through Manhattan, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. If you've just come to the channel, stick around. There is silliness attached, and hopefully this will be a nice tour. So right to the right here, these large buildings used to be the home of the Maxwell Coffee Company. So years and years ago, they left, and now they're all mixed use, high-rise, so high-end, high-rise apartments and retail space at the bottom. Lots of brownstones, what we call brownstones in this area, beautifully crafted homes or buildings with high ceilings, very distinctive type of architecture for cities back in the day. All of this has been developed over the last 20 years. Down here As Pedro, who's on, could probably tell you, this was sort of a wasteland. This great skyline view of Manhattan, but it was sort of a wasteland of opportunity. Now it's about 53 degrees, so we've got the people out on bikes because the spring is coming, which is always kind of nice to see. Lots of outdoor activities. I think the world is ready to open up. We got a couple of these guys up here. Lots of outdoor eatery happening today, or lots of outdoor eateries in Hoboken today. And I'll do a Hoboken review or a live stream upcoming soon. This was sort of an unplanned. I had to be in New Jersey this morning, and then I had to get something to eat. So I said, let's get Benny Tadino's. All right, here we go. So we'll be coming up here. This will, after about 3 lights, we'll be exiting Hoboken, heading towards Weehawken, and ultimately we're going to be going into the Lincoln Tunnel. Let's hope there's not a lot of traffic today. This Hoboken used to be a nice alternative for people who had to work in Manhattan that couldn't afford the Manhattan prices. Since it's really been under lots of development, and because it's behind a bridge, lots of people have moved here, which has made this a very attractive place. What I mean behind the bridge, you don't need a bridge to get out to the rest of the world. If you're traveling south, jump in your car and head south. There's no more bridges to worry about, guys. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. And I want to thank my boy Jimmy G, because I did a mail call. But I can't find it now. Oh, there it is. Maybe at the next light. Jimmy G sent me an old school Gillette Atra razor, which I picked up today. And I apologize. As I'm driving, I'll be very, very reluctant to answer your questions because it's very hard to see. The camera's well away from me, and safety always comes first. So I'll do this as an active tour. Hopefully you get some value out of it. And when I have time, I'll look back on the feed, the live chat, and I will try to answer questions when I can. But stay tuned, guys, because you're about to see Manhattan. You're about to get a drive through New York City. So right at the tunnel right here. There are 2 tunnels that go from Jersey to Manhattan. There's a Lincoln Tunnel down near Midtown, and then there is the Holland Tunnel, which is over by the financial district downtown. Either is good. I'm taking the Lincoln today because I'm just a little bit closer to the Lincoln Tunnel, and I haven't done this in a while, so I'm not 100% remembering which is the best location to enter the tunnel. And that makes a hell of a lot of difference during the day, like during the weekday, during rush hour. It looks like lots of cars are going to the left here, so maybe that's the way to go. And I'll follow suit. Or maybe I shouldn't follow suit. Maybe I should go the other way. All right, here we go. I think you can go through the light, bruh. You have to be aggressive in New York. If you're not aggressive, you're going to be eaten alive. And this dude in front of me is just not aggressive. He's not an aggressive driver. Come on, bruh. All right, Lincoln Tunnel into New York. We're about to do it. Now, what I want to do when I go through the Lincoln Tunnel is I want to get, from this angle, I want to get as far over to the right-hand side so I can have access to the exit for 36th, because I want to take 36th all the way across town. So we're going to try to keep over. I'm sort of in a bus lane right now, I believe, but I'm going to try to stay as far over to the right as possible. There's Easy Pass here. They collect the toll. The toll is $16 for a car. $16 each way. Imagine doing that. Imagine doing that multiple times a week. Not cool. All right, so we're going into the Lincoln Tunnel now, guys. I'm hoping I don't lose Wi-Fi, but if I do, I'll start the stream over. This is 2 miles, a tunnel under the Hudson River, which separates New Jersey and New York. Let's see if we can keep the stream going. But if I drop off, I will pull over and I'll start again, guys. So if you're interested in watching this tour or drive through New York City, just hang tight. Now, during rush hour, you can have this tube jammed. It's pretty tight today, but you can have like stop and go sitting in this tunnel, which to me has always been very claustrophobic at best. Not something you really want to do, especially when you start to think about you're underwater and with all the activity around 9/11, you know, the terrorist activity. It was not a happy place to be. Stuck on a Friday night, driving through the tunnel, stop and go, not fun. Please leave a like if you can, it helps the channel. Comment, subscribe, you know, all that fun jazz. Fingers crossed we make it through the tunnel without losing the stream. And let's see what happens. I see light at the end of the tunnel. There's light at the end of the tunnel, people. All right, looks like we may make it. When I come out of this tunnel, I have to allow myself to get in the lane. Since I haven't done this in a while, I want to go. I want to use 36th, and I'm going to take that across town. So 36th Street is my goal, and if you make the wrong move, all right, so up ahead, 36th, downtown, I'll follow this car out, and we'll get into the proper lane to go across town. Now, during COVID, sort of at the start of the COVID scenario, New York City was a ghost town. You'd come through here, and there was like no one out, no one in cars. So this is a little congested comparatively. You got people in New York City who walk out in front of you and they really don't care, which you have to be very wary of. You've got a guy on a motorized, kind of really technical, really techie motorized scooter over here. And this guy here is tentative. You see how he's like not up on the car in front of him? He just doesn't know what he wants to do. Bad driver for New York. And he's texting that he's sort of hedging his bet here. He doesn't know where he wants to be. We are just about in the theater district. And you really have to be concerned during the week, during the busy time of the week, people that double park. So this guy up here with his lights flashing to the left doesn't have a spot to park, so he just decided to park his car there. Well, you have lots of large trucks double parked, and you have people trying to go left, trying to go right, people walking out in front of you for no reason or just because they think, they have bumpers on. It's an attack on the senses for the driver. The first time you drive in Manhattan is interesting, and it's always interesting. What I tend to do when I come into Manhattan is what I'm doing now. I try to pick the straightest route out of New York. And I find that if you're going across town, 36th gives you a nice, here's a double parked truck on the right. 36th Street gives you a nice straight line into the Midtown Tunnel. And the Midtown Tunnel takes you to Queens from New York City, and then out from Queens to Long Island. I appreciate you guys being here. Again, I'm hearing a lot of siren activity, but it's far down there, so I'm not going to worry about it. Again, I'm giving you a tour. I'm not reading comments right now. I'm trying to be safe. But this is my tour from New Jersey out to Long Island. Now, what you might want to do, if you're a foodie, you might want to roll back after you watch the rest of this live, if you're just joining now. And you can check out the largest and one of the best pizzas in the area, Benny Tadino's in Hoboken. At the beginning of this live stream, I showed you guys this massive slice of pizza that I had, and I'm taking one home for Jackie and Percy, and they can fight over it. But if you're here for the first time and you haven't checked out this channel, you're just trying to look at New York, I'm driving through today, but I will be doing more New York stuff. I'm going to go visit J&J Hat Center soon, hopefully, if I can hook up with Kevin from YouTube. And, yeah, so let's flip this back so you can see the chaos that is New York. It's chaotic, guys. Now, if you look up to the left and the right, there's buildings everywhere. Every square inch of Manhattan is used. Over to the right here, we have the restaurants in this area have had to do, like many areas across the country, they've had to do outdoor dining. So what has been considered outdoor dining to code are these little barns, if you will, little shacks outside your restaurant. I'm not sure why that makes it better or healthier, but that's what a lot of these restaurants have been doing. So as we go through here, you may see little shacks on the left or right, and that would be a restaurant. Just trying to keep its doors open, guys. I got a person over here trying to sneak out in front of me, and if I'm a nice guy today, I'll let them go. Typically not a New York thing, but I'll be nice and let her slide out. It's a great walking city, guys. If you're into walking, if you've never been, lots of walkable things. The city is always open. You can always find things to do. Eateries, bars, retail, events, when the world opens up again, it is there is no other place like it. Construction constantly. And I'm really going in Manhattan. I'm really only going a few miles, maybe 4 miles across town. It could take you from 20 minutes to 2 hours, depending on the traffic. Today, on a Saturday, there's mild traffic, a little bit more than usual during the COVID experience, obviously. But, you just have to be prepared always. On the right here, there's some more of the shacks, the restaurant eateries, which are deemed outside. This is a classic shot here, the smokestack. On the left, you have an outside little eatery. Just a very interesting city. Sinatra was born in Hoboken. Yes, Sinatra was born on, I'm trying to think of the name of the street now. I used to know this. Been past the house he was born in many, many times. It's a brownstone. You probably could Google that quick and get the answer to that. I actually passed it coming back from Benny's Pizza. Coming up on Park Avenue, one of the most, famous streets in Manhattan, where the ritzy people lived. At least when I was growing up, I'm sure still. What's up, Tom? Yeah, it's a very interesting city, guys. Again, lots of culture, lots of food, anything you want, anything you're looking for, you name it, you've got it in New York. Very expensive, but during COVID, since New York City was locked down, all the great things about New York City went away. There were no restaurants really to speak of that were having dine-in service. There were no shows. So all the benefits of Manhattan vanished overnight. And that was really a shame. All right, so here I've got to make a decision. I got to squirrel my way over and try to go down. Ooh, up. Okay, I got to squirrel my way over. I can't squirrel my way over. There should be a sign that says no driving down. There should be a freaking sign that tells you can't go down 36. It's New York. But you see how nimble I was? Do you see how you just got to jump into it, guys? You can't be, it's not for the faint of heart. But it just lets us go down Park Avenue. So I'm going to try to go down 1 block or 2 blocks. So they're alternating one-ways in many parts of the city. So I was just going down 36th. Now I'm forced to try to go down 38th, which I don't have a lot of experience with. There we go. Every time I get a call, the phone freezes. It used to not do that. I think I see Jimmy G who joined. And I wanted to tell Jimmy G, thanks for the Atra razor, my friend. I just picked it up. And again, this dude in front of me is a tentative driver. You can't be tentative in New York. When you have the light, you've got to go. When you're driving behind someone like this, you get into more trouble than it's worth. Jimmy G, what's up, bruh? So now I'm going to try to find my way back over, hopefully, the construction that was on 36th is only in a couple of past my easy access to the Midtown Tunnel. Box. And I can go one way back to 36 on 2nd Avenue. And again, Mr. Tentative in front of me. And here is the Midtown Tunnel. And Wi-Fi issues, guys, but thanks for hanging in there. I'm about Midtown Tunnel, which will have us leave Manhattan, and we'll go in. I have a feeling that lots of these tunnels and bridges jam signals. Because it's hard to imagine not having Wi-Fi in Manhattan. There's got to be repeaters everywhere. So this is the Midtown Tunnel. Another tunnel that gets you from one area of New York to another. And I'm not quite sure what body of water this goes under, if indeed it does. If you are just joining after the stream, or if you just want to see it quicker, I started this live stream in Hoboken, New Jersey. I was looking or showing you guys my delicious pizza from Benny Tadino's. Sort of a staple if you're from New Jersey and you go to Hoboken. Now I am on my way home out to Long Island, and I'm bringing you along for the ride. Okay, so now we are officially in Queens. Still very city-ish, still very urban. Lots of similar architecture. Different people. Lots of families that have been here for a long period of time. If I had my CMO with me, she would be showing you all the different views left and right. And I apologize for the shaky camera and maybe a lot of wind and tire noise. In the Crentary. Again, I also apologize for not responding to you or acknowledging you for joining. If I don't see you while I'm stationary, it's very difficult to read the chat while I'm driving, and safety is always first on this channel. Safety comes first. Oh, big pothole. All right. So now I'm going to be looking for the Long Island Expressway, the LIE is what we call it. It's 495, runs pretty much the width of Long Island, and Long Island is indeed a long island. It's a very long, stretched out island east of Manhattan. At the very eastern part of Long Island, which I will take you to at some point, you have the Hamptons, the beaches, the Montauk, Orient Point. Very, very nice, summerish spots. You have wineries out east, and we'll do some of that this summer. Queens is really, really congested, and the difference between Queens and Manhattan in its congestion, to me, is the cars. So many more people that live in Queens own cars. They might drive out to Long Island to shop, to work. So you have lots of people and lots of cars in little congested spots, which is chaos. It's like uncontrolled chaos. Not trying to beat a dead horse, guys, but like the video if you do, and if you are new to this channel, if you're just checking it out, consider giving me a subscription. Consider subscribing to the channel, guys. You will not be disappointed. And if you are, you could just unsubscribe or never watch the show. And it's free, by the way. So I'm moving on at a nice clip, and when I say that, guess what happens? You make plans, and God laughs. So when people talk about congestion and traffic in New York, this is indicative of some traffic in New York, although this is not bad traffic. If you're not at a standstill for an hour, I don't consider it bad traffic. But there are so many different factors in this city, in large cities like New York, that can cause traffic jams to just pop up out of the blue. You could be going at a 70-mile-an-hour clip, and then all of a sudden there's a complete standstill. It looks like the Mega Millions is at 93 million, and our Powerball is at 169 million, so you might want to play one of those soon. I think we had a $1 billion winner just recently, and it wasn't me, unfortunately. So on the LIE, until you're out of Queens, so I was going to the point where there's lots of cars and lots of people in Queens. Traveling east, there's always a ton of resistance before you get through Queens. There's so many people in a tight area, and the LIE is one of the main arteries running through this part of the city out to Long Island. For many of you Long Islanders, you know this is like old hat. The moving doctor. There you go. I'm doing advertising for the moving doctor. And if you're going to hit traffic when you're on the LIE, many times you're going to hit it right here. 10 10 minutes from now, there'll be no traffic, probably on a Saturday. During rush hour, you're going to hit traffic here, and then you'll start to hit traffic around exit 40, which is around the Syosset area, and out. So people coming from those industrial areas on Long Island going out east. As you go further out east, Coca-Cola is always a good thing. There's more affordable housing, there's more affordable living. So many people will work closer to Manhattan, if not in Manhattan, and drive out east to live. But now you can say you've sat through, if you've never visited Manhattan or never visited New York, now you can say that you sat through a little bit of the New York traffic. You've experienced some New York traffic. I'm going to hop in the left lane and try to get around some of it. Some of this traffic will be just folks getting off at various exits right here on the edge of Queens. As you look to the left and the right coming up in the short to mid distance, you have lots of apartment buildings. There's Left Rack City over on the left. There's what we would consider sort of project type buildings behind it. And maybe Left Rack City in total is that red brick. I'm seeing this gray Left Rack City sign up at the top of that gray building there. Many of these apartments over on the right have balconies, so you can look out on traffic. Some of these mixed in are more luxurious. Some of them mixed in are sort of government assisted, and some of them are just rent controlled buildings. It's a potpourri of living arrangements here. The new Left Rack City. So over to the left, which is out of frame, you're not going to be able to see it, but over to the left we have Citi Field where the Mets play. I'll do a Citi Field tour maybe and a Bronx Bombers Yankees tour at some point when the world opens up again and we're able to go to these games. And now I'm starting to pick up pace. Well, that's about it for the fun stuff, guys. From here on out, it's pretty bland. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. Again, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Leave a like before you go. I thank you. And I will be getting to shaving at some point soon, maybe a little later tonight, and I'll drop a video hopefully tomorrow, and hopefully you'll check that out too. Thumbs up, subscribe, share with your friends. I'll see you guys next time. Keep pushing play. Thanks, guys.